All right, good evening, Liberia. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Queen Abby Show. Thanks for watching alongside me, and do not hesitate to interact in the comment sections. I'm your local host, Alex Atara too, and please do the show justice by liking, sharing, and following our page so that you can have others to be a part of the show. So for today's, we are going to be discussing lengthily on teenage pregnancy, the high rate of teenage pregnancy in Liberia. But before we get into our topic, stay tuned. Let's do a very short break to be right back. All right, all right. Welcome back, everyone. Thanks for rejoining the Queen Abby Show. Like I said previously, our discussion for today is going to be on the high rate of teenage pregnancy in Liberia. The high rate of teenage pregnancy in Liberia. So, if you are watching me, I appreciate you. Thanks for joining us. And if you haven't done that, I'm encouraging you to also join us. And once you have anything on your mind, you can just pass it through the comment section. I will do it by reading your comments and know what you have to say. So, we all know that most of our youth in Liberia, or if you don't know, I'm telling you that most of our youth in Liberia here, they really don't want to go to school. What they want to do is have kids of their own, become a parents, bring their own place, have more than 2 to 3 children. They really don't want to follow their education. So you observe that in Liberia, the high rate of teenage pregnancy is so bad, so bad. You have like 90% of the young girls, 90% of our youth, the young girls, they don't want to go to school. Everybody want to become a parent. Everybody want to have babies. Everybody want to born. They just, they're just doing it like having a children, it almost like having master degree. So nobody want to follow themselves. Everybody want to born. Most especially if you get in Liberia, in Monsterado County, District 17, there's a place called VOA. It's so bad off. Like you find 16, 17, 15, 14 years old children. Girls' children are pregnant. They don't even care about how they are going to, follow themselves, how they are going to become educated so they can be responsible enough from themselves, so they can provide for themselves, so they can be empowered all by themselves. They don't want to focus on that. All they want to do is have a boyfriend, after 2-3 months, get pregnant and have, start to have kids. So the high rate of teenage pregnancy in Liberia is something that we ourselves can act, we can really understand why. We can't understand why. Which, of course, is very bad. It is not to be that way. You can have a young girl coming up. You haven't finished high school. You are still down the line and you are having babies. You are having babies and you found so much pride. You found so much pleasure in it. It is wrong. It is bad for a girl child to stay in her parents' home. Parents sending you to school. You are not even, you haven't entered junior high, not to talk of senior high, and you are already pregnant. Like, come on. Yes, Emmanuel, I appreciate you. Thanks for joining the show also. It is so bad. It is so bad. Most often at times you wonder what's happening. It is that the parents are forcing the children to have kids, or, the living condition. What is it? But you observe that it is not all about the living condition or not the parents. It is about the children themselves. The youth of Liberia, the girls, most of them found pleasure. They found interest. They found love in having babies at the early stage of life. That's the situation of Liberia. They found so much interest in having babies. Why will somebody be at the age of 13, the age of 12, 14, and you already have 2 to 3 children? Why will you be in school? You are still following your education. Your parents are spending so much money on you. And you just get up, want some money to tell them that you are pregnant. It is that the students are not getting the health knowledge, or they are receiving the health knowledge, but they don't want to work with it. Because it is a kind of confusing, right? You have a young girl. Parents invest money, sending them to school. They are going to school. All of a sudden, the person becomes pregnant. And it feels like, since they are already pregnant, they should stay by themselves. They start to live by themselves. They give birth to the first child. After a few months or year, they are already pregnant again for the second child. Like, they will continuously do that until you find out that after 5 to 6 years, they have more than 4 to 5 kids. And they are not going to school. They don't want to follow the education because it feels like I already have enough children. So all I can do for myself is to help my children, not to follow myself. They feels like I'm already parents, and the only help our parents can give is to educate their own little kids. So I don't have to go to school. So because of that, the illiteracy rate is high because of the high rate of teenage pregnancy. Because they are not learning anything, but they want to be a parents. They don't have anything to give, but instead they want to be a parents. So what's going on in Liberia is so unbearable these days. It's so unbearable these days. Our young girls are not putting themselves together. They are not. They are not putting themselves together, not at all. All they really have time for, the person should have a boyfriend, gets pregnant for them. It is not even plain if the person want to have a children or not, if the boy is prepared to have a kids or not. It is not plain. The girl will just make that decision all by herself. She don't want to use the preventive mentor. She don't want people educating her. She don't want to take, that educational knowledge to keep it to herself to say, I can use this as a working tools. She don't want to do that. All the girl cares about is, I'm going to have an affair with this person, and when I become pregnant, I'm going to maintain my pregnancy. In so doing, maybe by being pregnant, my people are going, they are going to put me out of the house. Then I'll become able to stay by myself. I'll start to raise my own kids. I'm telling you that if you get to Liberia, District 17, Mostorado County, in VOA, the rate of teenage pregnancy is so high. Very, very high. The rate of teenage pregnancy is high. So high. Part of the young girls, 13, 12, 14, 15, they are already mama. They are mama for a child or children. Imagine that. And when you ask the person, they'll tell you, since I got pregnant, my parents is not helping me. How will your parents help you when your parents send you to school instead of you going to school? You say, no, I don't want to go to school. I want to become a mother also. Since I already have a mother, I want to become a mother and make her a grandmother. So how will the parents help me? What's happening in Liberia? Why our young girls find so much pleasure, so much interest in becoming a parent so early? What's happening? Why can't you wait? Why can't you wait until you follow yourself, until you know that, yes, I'm independent right now. I can do everything by myself. Maybe the only thing I will need is that parental, care, that parental concern. But I can maintain myself. I too can become a parent and help my children. Why can't you wait for the appropriate time? Why our young girls find so much interest in becoming a parent at the early stage of life? There's so money of life. Why Liberia girls are becoming so bad? Why? And the problem is that they don't want to listen to their parents. If you get in the community today, You get in the district today and you just do a little tour and ask questions. You will observe that the children that are bearing children all by themselves, they don't want to be on a parental care. They don't want to have that parental guidance. They don't want to listen to their parents. They feel that the age they own, they too can also bear a child. And because they feel like, since I'm able to get pregnant, I can give birth to my child and I can maintain my child. It's not all about getting pregnant and maintaining the child. It is about the poverty rate that you're increasing. Because realistically, children are blessings from God. But if you are not prepared for them, they become a suffering to you as a parent. If these children is also be a bundle of joy, you bringing a child forth to the earth is also be in happiness, in good faith. But because you are not prepared, you are not financially strong, you are still down the line, you are not even educated, you have nothing to depend on, but rather rely on that same boy all alone. So the children becomes a suffering to you. And you suffer the child, and the child also suffer you as a parent. Because the responsibility for you and that of the child, it becomes so heavy that you won't carry all alone. So instead of you progressing, you will start to drop. And it shouldn't be that way. As a young girl, you should wait. You find yourself in good position before having any child or children. You should be financially strong before bearing any child or children. Children bearing is not like going to church on Sunday morning. It's not like one day. It's not something that you just feel like it's an event. It's a continual process. That child going to stay with you. You're going to feed that child. You're going to educate that child. You're going to do everything for that child. So it's not like something like you will just get up from the bed, want some money because you ate tomato rest you go for. You know, in Liberia, when you eat a little tomato rest you go for, you feel like all is well. Because it feels like today I have money to buy one or two things for myself. So you feel like all is okay. Because you feel like the guy you're dating or you're getting with, you know, he can look at you and give you something like buy this, do this, and do that. So you feel like if you're going to have kids for this guy, everything is going to be smooth. You feel like every morning when you wake up from bed, you're going to drink tea. Everything will just be like bread and butter for you. It is not so. It is because of the high rate of teenage pregnancy that some of the factors to the poverty rate in Liberia. It contributing to the poverty rate of Liberia. The high level of teenage pregnancy. At that age, 15, 16, 17, 18, at that age, you are not to have babies. You are not. You are not even prepared for children. At that age, you are to be that girl that your parents is sending to school. You are going to school. You are preparing yourself. At that age, that stage of life is the preparation stage of life. That stage is to prepare wealth. That stage is not to have babies. That stage of life is not to become parents so early. That stage of life is not the stage to sit and maintain home. To say you keep a family of your own. You having men and you having children. You are still together. It's not that stage of life. It is so early for that. That stage of life is the stage to maintain yourself. It's the stage to put yourself together. The rate of teenage pregnancy in Liberia is so high and it's so bad. It's so bad. Why can't our young girls wait? The youth of Liberia, the girls, why can't you wait? Children won't pass. Generation upon generation. Children bearing is not horror something. It's not just not business. It's not like, let me go and get my own because after tomorrow you won't see some. It's not like 2 years from now there will be no children. It's not like this will finish, so let me just hurry take mine. It's not like that. Children business is not like that. In fact, if you are prepared, if you are well seasoned, you are well putting together, the children become so excited. In a home, you have a peaceful home. Because you stand a chance to provide for the children, you stand a chance to educate the children, you stand a chance to interact with the children. So any issues that child or that children is facing, they are going to relate to you. So you, the parents, now you becomes like everything to them. Because you are what? You are prepared as a parents. So you becomes like everything to them. The child looks up to you. But if you are a teenager, you have no experience of your own. You don't even know anything yet. All you know is that you have sex and then you get pregnant. But you don't even know the inside of life. You don't know anything yet. So if you that don't know anything and you are pregnant, you are going to give birth to a child. What that child is going to become? What that child is going to become? Because you don't know anything as a parent. So which lines, how are you going to protect and guard that child? What are you going to say to them? What are you going to say to them? We are in Africa. We are in West Africa. This is Liberia. We all know the high rate of poverty in Liberia. And you, as a young girl coming up, your parents are sending you to school. You don't want to learn. All you want to do is to have babies. Like, come on. How are you going to protect the children? It is about time that young girls go to school. You get your health knowledge. You observe that both of the schools is offering that. You got to present yourself well. You got to wait. And to the parents got to help protect the children. The parents got to help protect the children. The high rate of teenage pregnancy in Liberia is so bad. It's so bad. My dear, I have moved around and asked people. You know, at times if you see them, you just ask them what it is. Why you think people is, you know, the high rate of teenage pregnancy is like this? Why think they're moving on this way? And all the person will tell you is that I didn't know. I had sex with the person. I got pregnant. My parents put me out of the house. So I think the parents too have to help give the children the educational knowledge so they can know that at that age, if I do this, I'm going to get pregnant. And if I get pregnant, I'm not capable enough to maintain the child. I can stand it. I can protect that child. So at the end result, I will be child taking care of another child. But my dear, the high rate of teenage pregnancy in Liberia is not something to play with. Everybody wants to become a mama. Everybody. And, you know, they find so much pride in it. Like, the boys will tell you that this is my baby mama. This is my baby daddy. This is my, you know, they just, that phrase, they're just using that phrase. That my baby mama there or my baby there. Like something like they are proud of the, you know, something like it is so good. It is so nice they are doing. Why are they damaging their own future? Why are they damaging their own future? Because if you are small and you have a child, you are definitely not going to take care of that child. So you observe that child might also be small and have another child. So instead of progressing, you are not progressing. You are not. At that age, that puberty stage of life, it is when a girl child, if you are not careful, definitely you are going to get pregnant at the puberty stage of life. At that puberty stage of life, if you are not careful as a girl child, you are definitely going to get pregnant. Definitely. That age of 13 to 15, even up to 19 years, that age, that stage, you can get influenced by your peers. You can get influenced easily. So as your parents, if your child approaching that stage of life, you have to protect them with all you have. You have to look at them. You have to look up for them. You have to be with them. You have to become more than a besties to them. The high rate of teenage pregnancy is not only going to the girls, but it's also to the parents, because it derives from the parents. If the parents is not protecting the children, you observe that the children go wayward. They do anything it feels like, because they don't have the knowledge. In fact, in Liberia, say you observe that if a girl child is coming up, for our parents to teach them and tell them that, hey, at this age, you will observe this, you are going to receive this, and this is called a message of life. You know, a female gotta get, you gotta receive your menstruation, you gotta do that, you gotta do that. They make it feel like a menstruation is a taboo. So most of the girls do not know. They know it, but they don't understand what it stands for. They don't know how to protect it. They don't know how to pamper it. So when it comes to them, when that 3 days or that 4 days that it appears to them, when that time is over, they don't know how to maintain themselves. So if the person has anything to do with me, they are definitely going to get pregnant. And when they get pregnant, the parents put them out of the house. Another child now is going to raise another child. So imagine that. You are already a child and you are going to raise another child. Imagine that. I thought a mature person should be raising a child, but now it is like another child is going to raise another child, because the parents is now also giving the knowledge to the children. As a parents, you don't depend on I'm sending the child to school. It is not all of the schools that give room for health talks. Some schools don't do that. They don't get space for health talks. So the children are not getting that health knowledge at school. So if the child or children is not getting health knowledge at school, you really don't expect them to know much when it comes to health. And that age of life, that puberty stage, they becomes very risky. All that comes to the mind, all that runs to the mind is sex. The person wants to have sex. So if they are going to have sex at that stage of life and they don't know how to protect themselves, they don't know how to maintain themselves, they are definitely going to get pregnant. There is no if and in. There is no if I will not know. If you had the knowledge, you will know what to do. You will know that this stage, I don't think I have to have sex at this stage. You will say, I have to wait until I'm mature enough before having sex. You will say, I'm going to wait until I'm mature enough before becoming a parent. But once you don't have the health knowledge, you are just going to feel like, I'm in school and at that time, I think I need to have sex. In fact, all of my friends having sex. Why about me? So definitely your friend have her own health knowledge. Maybe your friend have a parent that is guiding her. Or your friend at school, they guiding her. Or at community, or somebody is related to that person that is protecting them, giving them that health knowledge on how to present themselves. So definitely they are going to stay into sexual activities for a decade and they are not going to get pregnant until they want to get pregnant. But you as that poor child that is not getting that health knowledge, you are going to say, since my friend been into this and they haven't get pregnant, myself I'm not going to get pregnant. Then when you get into it, get pregnant, and the parents are going to put you out of the house. So you see, your parents are going to put you out of the house. And when you get out of the house now, you are going to become a parent by yourself. Because it is no monkey walk, baboon chop. You are not going to bring 4 children to the earth soon and expect that your parents are going to take care of the children. It is not possible. They are going to leave you with a responsibility. Say it is you that brought it upon yourself. Our Liberian parents is going to say, you brought a problem, so you are going to solve it yourself. They are going to tell you that I am not responsible for the misfortune, so you are going to take care of it yourself. I'm Freeman. Thank you so much for joining the show. I appreciate you. Our topic for today is the high rate of teenage pregnancy in Liberia. That's our talking point for the day. So I was saying, the parents have to help. The women, we are begging you. We are begging the women to please make your child or children your friend. You can be a mother in a house and your children are not your friend. You are not going to be a parent in the home and your child or children becomes your enemy. Your child or children are to become your friend. They are your friend. They are not your maid in the house. So our mothers, you have to protect them. Most especially on the girls' children. Because any mistake from them, any slight mistakes, it becomes very dangerous to their success. Any slight mistakes, it becomes a hindrance to their education. It will hold them when they get pregnant at that teen age, that low age, that early morning of life. The person's education side is going to drop because they will have to sit for 3 to 4 years to protect a man, that other child they are bearing. They are definitely going to sit. They are going to sit. They are going to sit for years to protect that other child. They are going to sit, my people. Liberia mothers, our women, we are begging you, your help. You don't rely on the school. We know you are sending the children to school, but the school can't do all. Only some schools in Liberia. Only some schools in Liberia get educational talks when it comes to health. But how many schools does that? In fact, when the students go to school, you find school like giving educational talks. The parents feels like, you know, you are teaching their children things that they are not to learn. They feel like things you are teaching the children is too big for them. And in fact, you are not to hide it from them. Because things that you have from child or children, it becomes a risk to their success. Anything you have from somebody, it becomes risky to them. Once they don't know about that thing, they are going to go astray on that thing. And when it gets astray on it, it's going to be bad for you. Because you as a parent, while you are escaping, definitely going to happen. But if you teach your girl child that at this age 13, or between this age 13 to 15 years, you are going to experience what they call blood. And if this blood count is going to last for like 3 to 4 days, and if it lasts for this day, you are not to get with me, because if you get with me, you are definitely going to get pregnant. If you do this, if you do that, you start to protect the child, you start to guide them. You start to protect the child. You start to guard them. You will observe that child will be big. That child is going to school, even if they're having sex, but they are not even pregnant. Even if that child has anything to do with me, but they are not pregnant. Because they already know that at home, my mommy told me that at this age, I will be seeing this. And the fact I'm seeing this, after this, I should observe myself for this period of time. If I don't do that, I'm going to get pregnant, and I don't want to get pregnant. So the child becomes very conscious of themselves. They become very responsible to themselves. They start to protect themselves. And the burden on the parents now, it was ease. It will go down. It will slow down. The burden on the parents will be less. Because the child already have the educational knowledge. They have that knowledge already. They know what they want. You have already given them the good and the bad side. You have, don't tell the child that if you have sex, you will die. Let that go across that time. Let leave that time of you telling the child when you have sex, you will die. Because the fact that you tell the child if you have sex, you will die. And another person tell them, if you have sex, you are not going to die. You know how many person has sex and they didn't die? Definitely the person will say, of course, I'm going to have sex. Tell them the truth. Tell them if you have sex without protection, you are not only going to prevent pregnancy, or it is not only pregnancy, but you also going to encounter sickness. If you have sex without protection at this age, you are going to get this. You are going to do like this. Tell them the exact thing. Do not escape the truth. Don't make the truth feel like it is a taboo that Liberians are not to discuss that. Do not make them feel like, you know, Liberian children, they are not focused. Because it is just appearing to the world that Liberians are not focused. The youth of Liberia, they are not focused. The girls' children are just born children. They are just small and reproducing. They are just reproducing. Do not make them appear that way. You as a parent, it is your responsibility to protect the child. And in protecting the child or children, everything is involved to educate them on sexual life. It is involved. It is not only about feeding the child or paying school fees for the child, but sitting in the house with that child or children, educating them, asking them what are the problems, what are some of the things they are facing. In fact, at schools, at times the children face a lot of difficulties. They got some teachers in schools that the child don't understand. But because the parents is not asking, the parents don't care, so the child don't feel relaxed to explain. So you have your young child, instead of that child explain their problems to you, they explain their problem to friends. So you see, do not make the child feel like if you have sex, you will die. That's wrong. You know, some of our Liberia parents feels like if I just tell the child they will die, they will get so afraid because they don't want to die, so they won't have sex. My dear, telling child or telling children, if you have sex, you will die. And somebody tell them, if you have sex, you are not going to die. I'm telling you, the fact that they know that other person is having sex and they are seeing it on 2 to 3 occasions, people are not dying from sex, they are definitely going to do the same. Because they feel like, like my mother just said that to me because she want to make me afraid. She don't want me to taste the same thing too. After all my friends are doing the same thing, so why about me? But if you tell the child the truth, that if you have sex, you will not die. But if you have sex while you're escaping, will definitely happen. If you have unprotected sex, you are not just going to encounter sickness, you are also going to get pregnant. And when you get pregnant, your time is going to delay because you have to sit for 9 months. After which you will give birth, you have to mind the child, you have to do this, and your time in education, you know, it will delay, and you are too young, you haven't done anything in life, you have to protect yourself. You have to become a parent that is financially strong, like you can settle and discuss with your own child, just the way I'm giving you the education. It is beneficial to you so that even if it becomes a married woman, you can just be a housewife, but you can also help your husband so you can build a healthy family. You discuss the importance of it, the good and the bad side. And then once that child have that knowledge, definitely they are going to read between the lines and pick the best for themselves. Once you tell the child or children the exact thing, tell them the truth. Don't make them feel like you are going to die. Dying business, they'll go about that time. Like you tell a child or children you are going to die from sex. Don't tell them that you are going to die. Tell them the exact thing that will happen to them if they have sex. Tell them how it's going to be, or let's say, or 2 years step back. Tell them how it's going to hold them down. Tell them the exact thing. Parents got to educate the children. And for our young girls, you got to wait for your time. There is nothing in life that can pass, most especially when it comes to children. Even though people see education time can pass, but I will see education time at times, it can pass. Because at certain age, you have to earn certain degree. You have to be strong for yourself so you can make your money and enjoy your life. So you can put yourself on the right path. So you can be that young person that others will make their model. But if you saying that I can even be 60 years, I get my triple degrees, like come on, how long you have? 60 years, how many people will be listening to you? How many persons will rather be taking you as role model? It only takes the grace of God. But at that young age, if you make yourself available, you are strong enough. Then you have almost like the whole world have eyes on you. Everybody wants to listen to what you have to say. Definitely, my dear. Definitely. The boys' children too. The youth, my dear. It is not only on the girls, because girl child don't get pregnant by themselves, but it is them that carrying the pregnancy. That's why I'm emphasizing on the high rate of teenage pregnancy. But at the age 18, it is not age for that boy to say he want to become a father, you want to father a child at age 18. Like, come on, you are still young, you are too small. Do not make our society feel so horrible. Don't make the outside world look at the country like their country is a trash. Even though back then it feels like our great parents were not educated, but at least they were not having children at the early stage of life. And our days, I will feel like we know the importance of education now. We are having too many children. Why should a girl be at the age of 13 and you feel like you are strong enough to become a parent? Why should a boy child be at the age of 18, 17, and you want to have sex already and start having children? And part of the thing is happening because the children, our youth is not getting that parental guardians. Like I said, the youth is not getting that parental guardians. They are not getting that education. They are not feeling loved at home. Their home is so harsh. Their home is so aggressive. The mothers are not willing to educate the children. They are not willing to teach the children. Maybe they feel like teaching the children is paying the children to their standard. And it's not about that. It is about giving them the knowledge to help you as a parents. Do not rely on the school. Don't depend on the school that once I send the child to school or I'm sending the children to school and the people they say education is the key to success. So in school, they will teach that in school. Like I said, it is not all of the schools in Liberia teaching health talks. It is not all of the schools in Liberia giving health talks. It is not all of our schools in Liberia that giving health talks. And because at home, you as a parents, our women, the mothers, they are not giving the children the knowledge. They are making the children feel like hearing the topic about sex, it being like you are disrespectful to them as your parents. So even if the child or children gets to school, some of them, if they have their teachers that want to give them the knowledge, they feel like the teacher is acting rude. They like the teacher is being so disrespectful. And some of them, you even find them walking out of the class when the teacher is speaking. Because the conversation, the topic, it sounds so strange in their ears. It sounds so weird that they feel like at this age, I'm not to sit and listen to this topic with this person. They are older than I do. So it's like a disrespect to them. That's how they feel. But if the parents is teaching the children, and the children gets to school, and the school is also doing the same, they are going to be excellent. They are going to be so good, so nice. They are going to be on the right path. Because there is nothing that teacher is going to say to them, going to be like a strange thing. Anything the teacher said to them, going to be like, yes, my parents also said the same. Yes, my mother told me the same. Yes, my father did mention the same. Yes, I heard this. Yes, I went for this health training and this is what the facilitator said. Yes, I received this knowledge. So this is not strange at all. In fact, you will have that child participating in the conversation. They will begin to ask some questions that they are not getting clarity on. They will begin to ask some things that they feel like, I get this, but I didn't get it quite good, so I need to understand it from my instructor. They are going to ask. But if they are not getting that knowledge from the home, not from the school, like, come on, which way are they taking? So all that person is going to do that. All right, let's assume the child did receive that knowledge. And they don't even have Android phone, because some people have Android phone, they have a smartphone, but they don't Google some things, they don't buy something, they use the internet on a different basis. That person don't even have the idea that I should get on the internet and ask some questions on things that I'm not understanding, and put in some topics and get the point of view from the internet, even if it will not be 100% exact, but at least they will give you something that is beneficial to you. The person is not going to do that. Everything about them is that since I'm the age 18, and at that age, my mom say, Liberia law say, once you pass 18, you on age again. So once you on age, you also do baby. So when the person go have sex, the person becomes pregnant, it is still bad. At the age 18, you are not big enough even to have a child. It is still bad. The worst part of it is that it's not so much of having children at the age 19, 20, 22. It is about what you have. Because you don't have anything. So what are you going to give to the children? What are you going to give to that child? You don't have anything. And then you want to become a parent. So what are you going to give to the child? That's the problem. The problem is not about having a child at the age 22. The problem is, what are you going to give? So because you don't have anything, so it becomes a problem now to have child or children at that early age. Because you don't have anything. You don't have anything. So it will become a problem to bear child at that age. At that age, you have to be focused, very focused. You have to make yourself available for knowledge at that age. You have to learn at that age. And at that age, it is not age that you have to say, I'm doing this to earn money. Anyway, since they say at the age here, I gotta be myself available, let me just go and get a job. Then after 1 year, but my child, no. It is about getting the knowledge at that age, learning at that age. It's not the age to look for money and can't born children in Liberia. It's not the age that to look for money and can't born children. It's not the age. Liberians, our youth, we gotta put ourselves together. They say know yourself, not because. Know yourself like advice. Know yourself like advice to you. It is not that you don't know yourself, but you gotta know what you want. And if you know what you want, then you become the best person to yourself. Because you know what you want. So it is you that know the person inside of you. So you determine how to schedule yourself and prepare yourself. But if you don't know what you want at all, wherein you even get to some school, it is so bad, it's disgraceful, it is shameful that even you get to some schools, they got senior students that don't know who they want to become after graduation. They don't know what they want to learn in college or university. They are just going to do, let's go and graduate. Since the people say we should graduate, let's go and graduate. So if the child is young at whom they are not getting that knowledge and it grow in them, you are not going to get anything from them. You are definitely not going to get anything from them. Then it is when you find some parents saying, I'm sending the child to school. I do everything for this girl. I do everything for this boy. But why is it this girl or this boy, they brought pregnant or woman to me? Why this girl brought pregnancy to me? It is not about the girl bringing pregnancy to you. It is about you, the parents too. You are not standing in the hand to educate that girl. You are not standing the position. You are not taking out your parental position to educate that child. Not only sending in the school, not only paying 20,000-25,000 in school. It's about making your girl child your friend, making your children your friend. Your children are not your enemy. African parents, Liberia parents, our mothers, your girl child is not your enemy. I'm telling you, Fred. I'm telling you. And they even have a place called Baby Man Junction. Imagine the name of that place have effect on the place. Because it is not that the children can change the perception, but they want to live with that perception. Like, that place is referred to as Baby Man Junction. So we that stays here, we are going to have our babies. I'm telling you, if you get to that place, District 17 in Monterey County, where they call VOA 1, Baby Man Junction, you will feel so bad. If you get there, you will feel so bad. Because you will observe, my dear, you have almost 90% of the youthful population are already parents. 90% of the youthful population are parents. They are not having, they have more than 2 to 3 children. 90%. Because the place is called Baby Man Junction, so the attitude of the young girls and boys there, it is just going by the name of the place. Everybody wants to live in that name, that perception. They don't want to change the narrative. And when you ask them, they'll tell you that the place is called Baby Man Junction. So does that mean that everybody that stays here at this low age, they should have children? Are they at the morning of life? Because the place is called Baby Man Junction? And you find them having children when you are giving them the educational knowledge, they will tell you that go on outside, you the poke Jimmy. You want either you poke Jimmy. In fact, some of them will even tell you that me, I want to have my children soon. Oh. Me, I want to have my children soon. So when I'm growing, that me and my children will grow together. Why they call grow together? Why they call grow together? Why you take that mentality from? Like my children, I should grow together. Now the little talk in Liberia, most especially District 17, Baby Ma Junction. When you ask them, at their age, my dear, don't you think that you have to go back to school? They'll say, ma, now your proximity, not because of me, or me and my children have to grow together. They will tell you then that children have to grow together. What you call grow together? What you actually call growing together? Is it a type of growing together when you will get up in the morning, you don't have anything to provide for yourself, no the child? Is that the type of growing together you are discussing? Is it a type of growing together where even if the child reaches the stage of going to school, you as a parents don't even have the money to send them to school. You will have to wait until you beg somebody, hey, I want you to send them to school. I want you to help my child. Is that the type of growing together where you have to wait only doing election and the time the child will go to school? Is that the type of growing together you are discussing? Is that the future you want to give to the child? You are not even calculating 10 years from now what will become of my child or children. All you care for is the present. Is that the type of growing together you want to do? Is there the type of growing together where you say, in the morning you get up, the only thing you care about is to provide food. And me, I try, since I provide 2 hours rest, you're not managing either. Like we have for that, then the child is big. Imagine you have the child more than 6 years, the child is not even in school, and you are blaming the government for the misfortune. Is that the type of growing together you are discussing? Why can the youth wait for their time? Why you can wait? Why you can be patient? Why our mothers, why the women can educate the children? Why you can teach them? Why you can make them understand instead of lying to them and say, tell them, say, but it can make you to be like this. What you want to do, you will delay. It delay you. If you become pregnant or you encounter sickness, it becomes so bad for you. Why you can tell them the exact thing? Why our parents making it feel like menstruation is a taboo, which of course is a gift from God, is a symptom like yes, you are prepared, you are a woman already now. So by this, you can have this, you can do this. Why you can make the child or children to understand? It is because that you as a parents, when you are growing up, you didn't have the knowledge, means that other person you have the knowledge. Tell them some multi-life. Tell them the truth. We are in a multi-life. It is about time that the Liberians know. They know the right from the wrong. Don't keep them in the dark. It's just like keeping a child in the dark. Don't keep them in the dark. Do not make the responsibility of our parents or friend take it. They think your parents are supposed to be teaching you. Then you get in the school, your friend teaching you. So when your friend teaching you, you are definitely going to look at your friend as your next goal. So look at your friend as your next goal. It only takes the grace of God for that child to be on the right path. But definitely that child is going to do whatsoever thing that friend says. So you as a parent, instead of that child relating to you, they start to relate to friends. And when they're relating to friends, you will observe that things will not go the way it's supposed to be. It will not be that way. Everything will just happen according to how the friend plays it, according to what the friend wants. So the topic for the day is the high rate of teenage pregnancy in Liberia. So if you want to be part of the show, you can just send in your request and I will accept you so you can be a part of the show. So our parents, you have to look up for the child.
What's up?
And
can you hear me?
Yeah, I'm hearing you. Good evening from my end. Welcome to the Queen Abby Show.
Oh yeah, how you doing, man? What's your name? I keep posting your name. Sorry.
I'm Alice.
Okay, Alice. Yeah, thank you very much for the topic. This is very interesting. We don't it's a social issue, and I'm doing some courses in sociology. So I just want to, I just want to participate to give my little output. back in class, I did nature versus nature. They kind of spell the same way. Nature, N-A-T, and the other one is like natural. Like nature is something you're born with genetically. Then natural
Definitely.
is the impact of the environment. So what we did, we took Oprah Winfrey. I don't know if you heard about Oprah, that rich Black American woman.
No.
Yeah. So we use her as case study. So when she was 9 years old, she was very, very smart. Smart. She started doing 12 grade work at 9 years old. But then, unfortunately, her mom, things went wrong. Her mom sent her to some family and she got abused, sexually abused by some relatives. And then her grade went down and everything was messed up. So her father went for her and took her to where he was. And then it was a more stable environment. And then yeah, she went to school. Oprah graduated from school. Oprah Winfrey is one of the richest Black women now in America. She got a lot of institutions. She built a school in South Africa. So my point here is, I think a lot of time, I listen to you throughout this segment. I think you blame the I think you cast a lot of blame on the victim. You cast a lot of blame on the victim, like, oh, they should have done this. We're all regarding the impact that the environment has on them. The environment plays a serious role. Look, I got some family back home. I don't know if they're watching, but this one of them, oh, uncle, the iPhone, my friend, everything she talk about is my friend, my friend. When she used to be with her mother, things were kind of, her mother was, used to guide her, provide and things,
Yeah.
but when she left on her own now, everything that comes from that woman, oh, my friend, I got iPhone. Oh, my friend, her boyfriend just bought her, how they call it thing, Pro Max thing. So, oh, my friend, the other one got cars. So that's the impact of the environment. So we have to consider the impact of the environment on them. They say man was born good, but the society corrupts him. So
Hey.
yeah, I think instead of blaming them, yes, I agree that they have to take some burden of responsibility, but overlay, when you grow up in a neighborhood where there's no job in the society, the mother is hustling. The girl, she's not a baby anymore. She walking around. Maybe she was wearing these olden time tipo, these kind of dresses. The dresses at the top, the way back
Yeah,
dresses.
yeah.
Yeah, and then she see her friend wearing miniskirt, and she know that, her mind starts to develop. She said, no, mom, when her mom found out, she don't want to wear it anymore. So we have to consider the impact of the society on an individual rather than just casting blame on them. Yes, I agree. The teenage pregnancy and other things, they got teenage pregnancy in America too in box. I mean, maybe not as compared, but per population, you will notice it will be more here than Liberia. I mean, that's what I think. But yeah. So my point is, let's look at the effect of environment. Let's look at, okay. Let me use this guy. What's the name? What's the guy name? That Queen. He's one of Queen best thing. But the Mo Ali guy. You know, let me just use him as an example. Not, I mean, not politically. He and that little girl. I mean, he not little girl, but he and that girl. People use their power of persuasion. They use position of power to lower those girls. Those are the environmental effect. Government official come to you, you ain't got nothing. The man promise you 5,000. He promise to send you to school. You're not gonna resist it because why? Your friends looking at you like you stupid. What's wrong with you? So I think, Alice, I think we should look at the
When you
environment
listen to
too.
me, when you listen to me, I did spoke on the parents as well, and I spoke on the children. I spoke on the youth and that of the parents, most especially the mothers, because I feel like if you are giving the child or children that educational knowledge, when it gets there, they will definitely know what to do. But because they are not receiving the knowledge, so they don't know what to do. And some of the children also receiving the knowledge, but they have that preconceived mindset. They already have that mentality that at this age, I'm capable enough to become a mother. So all they want to do is to bear a child and then, you know, have their own place and start to live by themselves. So you observe that the teenage rate is so high in Liberia. It is bad. I'm telling you that District 17 in Mostorano County, there's a place called VOA. If you get to VOA, my brother, you will feel so bad. The children, they are 13, 14, 12. They are pregnant. In fact, some of them have 2, 3 children. And when you telling them that, hey, please don't do this, you know, you want to be friend to them so you can be able to educate them, because you're not just jump on want someone to educate them. You have to be friend to them. When you start to educate them, they'll tell you, don't bring opportunity to me. Wow. So where are we heading? Definitely, they'll tell you, don't bring opportunity to me. Me, I have choose to live my life. So you observe that instead of the child going to school and becomes, you know, capable of taking care of themselves, they're bragging that everybody will be looking up to the larger society, which is the government. Everybody wants, like, the government is not doing the government, but you are not protecting yourself. Like I'm saying here, everything is not bread and butter in Liberia, but I don't have to cry too much because I'm not giving myself responsibilities that I can carry. So they have to know that at this stage of life, you have to wait for your time. You have to prepare well. You don't have to bring child or children on height that you know that you can't take responsibility of. So that's the point.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. You know, those ages you calling, they are staggering. You know, that's you know, that's bad. Like 12, 13 years old. So, I mean, you in Liberia over there. I mean, what are some of those effort that is being made, or effort that are being made? Because I know you said when you're trying to talk to them, they don't want to listen. They want to have a, you know, run a home by themselves, even at that age. So, but I mean, with the gender ministry and the other, maybe other local groups over there, what has been their contribution?
We are also recommending again that, you know, the people that is in position, the people that have the strength, they have the financial strength, they should come in, they should help. They have other health organizations. They have another organization that is in District 17, they call it Focus. Focus organization is a very good organization, it's non-governmental. They help give free educational knowledge, health knowledge. But I tell you, my dear, they have people that don't even want to work with them. Some people feel like, why don't we want to prove that she will get up in this organization? Let's just do it all by herself. Almost like you have this platform and bringing people on this platform to discuss issues, and you have people that don't want to work with it.
Okay,
So
okay, let me talk now. Let me talk. When you see this this page, recognize I'm the owner of this page, so I can come on this page too. How you guys doing? Riverside Pro, I told you to take my name out of your mouth. Always talking about me and Mo Ali friendship. I don't even understand. But Alice, you're doing a good job. Thank you for doing a good job. This is Queen Abby.
Yeah.
So look at this page here. I will always come on this page if I want to, you know,
Let me see
say
you with my dark glasses on.
You are absolutely welcome, and sorry for.
Thank you. I'm on audio because I'm in the workplace. But I just wanted to say something. I like the topic. I wish I had more time to, you know, expand on this topic with you. But one thing we need to understand that if you're in the Western world and if you taught sociology, you know that if anybody is below the age of 18, they are not held responsible for certain things. The greater society, the country that you live in, the greater society should have, you know, checkpoints there to be able to help these people. That's true. You talk about the parents, you know, not doing due diligence with the children to be able to guide them correctly. But I like what Riverside Pro said, you know, about his sociology class. You got to look at the environment. The environment predates everything. So if for us to be able to expand our minds, we should be able to open our eyes and see where are these young kids coming from. Where are they coming from? How did they grow up? So these are different things in our societies to take into consideration. In different places in the Western world, they give you all the tools. In the schools, they give you the tools in terms of education and in terms of any other things, their family planning and all of these things. They even ask if the parents wants to partake. So you get this information, not that young people can get pregnant yet, but the bottom line is that they have the information to do, to use when it is
Have the
needed.
knowledge.
But I want us to look at ages. I know you're giving your little statistics about the area that you're talking about, but look at the ages. In your constitution, it tells you that from 18 upwards is an adult, and science tells you that your brain does not form properly until maybe from the age of 23, 24. That's when your brain starts to mature. So they will always, I don't care, they will always be a part of the environment. Piggybacking on what River says, Pro says. So you got to look at it. If the mother did not have the help, did not have the know-how, does not know how to feed her children, and the father, the same, and they don't have control, they don't have the basic education, it would be the same thing. You cannot put water in a pot and expect it to be sand. So I just wanted to expand, to just add to it. I got to go and, go about my business. But River said, "Bro, tell my name from your mob with me and my friendship business."
And I call and I want our co-host. I can't call the name again, but anyway, that's a great contribution. So I wanted to, Alex, in line with what? We got a statistic.
I'm listening. I'm listening, and everything points here is on point. 100% it is true. But like I said, this is Liberia, and the poverty rate. So to prevent that, you as a young girl, you got to maintain yourself.
So how do they maintain themselves? You mean like jobs, because there's no job?
What I'm saying that the parents have to get involved. The parents have to get involved in the sense, give the child the knowledge, tell them what to do and what not to do, make them understand the effect of it, make them understand the positive and the negative aspect of everything. Do not tell them that if you have sex, you will die. Because most often, both of the children, if you ask them, they will tell you that my mother told me when I have sex, I will die. So definitely the person has said they didn't die, so they'll go back there. But if you grow to tell them the exact thing that will happen to them, apart from pregnancy, that if they have unprotected sex, they are also stand a chance to encounter sickness or whatsoever thing from them, they will definitely know what to do.
But it boils down to society and the larger responsibility of the people who's in the society to be able to help people and give people those tools. That's what we're trying to say. It's a trickle-down effect.
Of course.
The mom, they have children that are, in Liberia, we say hi, the Englishman say recalcitrants. They have kids like that. So River says, go ahead.
So what, Queen talk about the age, Queen talk about the legal aspect, the age, the legal aspect of it. But so now, if a child is 13, or let's say the child is under 18, we say, oh, the child higher in Liberia. But if any adult person, if you have any interaction with a child, any relationship, you go to jail. You go to jail. You will be registered as a sex offender. It will be on your record forever and ever. You can't live around any daycare. You can't any school, any girls institution. A lot of things you can't do. It's even certain residents
the
live there.
Western world gives to these underage children.
Yep. They are protected. So and then all statistics shows that back to the environment. Statistics shows that a lot of children that grow up in single family home, a lot of them, you will find out that a lot of them went wayward. So some of them are good, don't get me wrong, But the
Of course.
statistics still telling you the effect of the environment, because if they if they grow up with the two parents, the
Yeah.
likelihood that the child is growing up in a better environment, the father is working, the mother is working, or maybe
Business.
a stay-at-home mom, stay-at-home mom, right there, children come from school, they got food to eat. But if one of the parents is missing, then the strain
Yeah.
goes on one. Say
Yeah.
the father is missing. The average strain on the
Yeah.
mother, let's say they were 3 or 4. The next thing you know, the mother is broken down. Look, I got friends that I work with, and some of them, were live in foster home, and the other guy, the other girl, she was telling me, she said she cried. She went to her own mom and said, "Mom, I laughed before she found out that the people she was with were not her own parents." She cried. She went to look for her own mom. She said, "Mom, what happened? Mom, why you abandoned me?" She said her mom cried. Her mom said, "My daughter, I couldn't make it. Your father was in jail. You guys were like 7. I couldn't handle you. I had to do what I had to do." Can you imagine that? So all those things, the environment plays a role. So yes, I agree. The children, it is bad to see a 13, 14-year-old. But look, there needs to be punishment, because a lot of those girls that get pregnant, I don't think that they're age group. A lot of them, they get pregnant for people that are older than them. If you find those 13 years old, some of them, their men are probably 30, 40 years old. Some
Yes.
of them hide it.
Okay.
Married men, they go and pregnant those children over there, and
Yeah. Yeah.
sneak into those little ghetto area, into
Yeah.
a low class neighborhood, pregnant those
Yes.
children and just leave. So
Yeah.
that's why the government need to start going after. And no, that year
But
they got
let me
they
tell
got
you
DA, they
something.
got child support. Go find the
Hello.
parent, go find the father,
Let me say
and
something
see.
to you. Yeah, the
Huh?
people compromise with every little thing. Imagine somebody taking disadvantage on your girl child and you are compromising it as a parent. So they don't take something serious here until it backfire. When
That that
pregnancy is
is
the right way that when the
that is
parents are
mental.
happy.
That Alice, they a lot of these people have mental health, but a lot of people in Liberia do not. When they say mental health, you think that everybody will be picking paper on the floor
Paper
and
on the
crazy. No,
street.
no, no.
Yeah, yeah.
Mental health means that you have different, varied degrees of mental deficiency.
Yeah, yeah.
So if a parent, you can, you have to be able to, to teach and uplift, and to make sure that the people who supposed to have protection of these people, the vulnerable people, that the protections are there. So
Yeah.
basically, that mother probably went through the same process, and there were no protection for her. So in her mind, she feels that it is right. She doesn't know that it's not right. So now
Telling you about.
it passes down to her child and her child's child. So who's there to help them? Who's there to protect them?
Government got
Who's
to
there
come
in
in.
school? Nobody in school
Government got to
telling
come
you
in.
that, listen, we got to teach you, reproductive health. Are they teaching
Yeah.
the girls reproductive health? Are they teaching the boys that these are things that you can do? At the end of the day, even if you go as far as being sexual, you have to have protections in place. That's not happening.
Yeah.
So
It's not happening.
the thing about it is that we should change. You have your thought processes, but you should change it from you blaming the parents to awareness and education and information. So if you do it that way, people will open their minds, they will open their ears, and they will be able to take it in. The Englishman say assimilate. So as far as I'm concerned, that is my point, because you can go up, you can come down. If you blame them, it won't change anything. By you understanding where they're coming from, where everybody coming from, and you go with that angle of educating them, of informing them, and be open to understanding where they're coming from where they're going, and helping them to not go on a path, whether it's the parent or the children, it will be, it will do well. You will get, stuff in. But if we say, oh, they were supposed to do that, they didn't do this and this, that. No, sometimes you create that, that barrier. People be like, oh, I'm not talking about you per se. I'm talking about the perception.
All right.
This person came forcibly, to me and stuff. I'm not listening. You already judging me. Why would I want to listen? No. So that's it. I got to go back to my decks. Keep your show going on. Thank you for bringing me on.
All right.
I wish you the best in your show.
All right. Well, no, welcome. So our topic is still ongoing. The high rate of teenage pregnancy in Liberia. If you want to be a part of the show, just send me a request and I will join you to the show. Like I said, our young girls are not getting the educational knowledge on how to protect themselves. So you observe that in Liberia, everybody wants to become a baby mama. Everybody wants to become a baby mama. This person want to say, I'm at the age 18 now. I think I'm fit to have a child. I'm at the age 13. I'm at the age 14. I'm at the age 6. They don't want to go to school. All they want to do is to have children and stay by themselves, which is not helpful to our society. It is bad to our society. But we have callers also coming in saying, it is bad to our society, we agree. But where it is coming from? It is from whom or from the government at large. So the government and that of the parents have role to play in the upbringing of the child or children. The government and that of the parents have role to play in the upbringing of the child or children. If the child is getting that knowledge from whom, they will definitely know where to go next. They will know what to do next. But if they are not getting any home knowledge and they are not getting it from school, they don't know what to do. They are just stuck. They are almost like they are in a dark. They are being kept in the dark, so they don't know what to do. And we have a caller, as we all were listening. Some of our callers were making a point. It is that some of the parents too don't have that knowledge. So it is about time that people, our lawmakers that have the financial strength, they have money, they can sustain themselves, they can do for others. It's about time that they see a need in the schools. Our education minister see a need and put these programs, these NGO, assign them, put some educational programs in the schools to help educate the children. So when they get in this knowledge from school and they get in it from home, it will balance them. Then you observe that because you give finish it on all, it is very impossible for our country to say you won't have teenage pregnancy. Now it is very impossible. But at least to drop the rate. If the rate is 60%, you put that mechanism in place, you observe that it will drop at least to 20%. At least, for realistically speaking, our country, Liberia, is turning into something else. Something that I don't even know which type of adjective to use on it. It is turning to something that years from now we might not even like Liberia. We might not even like Liberia. So it is about time that you see the problem and solve the problem. Tend to wait, because the longer you wait, the more the problem increase. The longer you wait, the more the problem increase. So about time that we all help to solve the problem. It is just simple. It is not that you are going to take money and give it to them, but give them the knowledge. In helping the youthful population, you don't have to take your money and say, oh, I took money, I gave it to this person, or I gave it to that person. It is not all about the money. It's just about giving them the knowledge. Giving them the knowledge is empowering them. Empowerment, that's the same thing. You give somebody the knowledge to be able to do for themselves. So by giving them the knowledge, you are also empower them. And that's the best of all. Giving somebody the knowledge is the best of all. Once you don't have the knowledge, something that you don't know, there's a saying that says you only protect what you know. Something you don't know, you don't protect. What you don't know, you don't know. So once you don't know, a little thing will pull you down. So we are asking our parents, like I said, our mothers, we are begging our mothers, we are begging you to please help our children, to please help the youth, the girls, children of Liberia, to help educate them, give them that help knowledge. So our lawmakers, you guys gotta come in, you gotta help. Education minister gotta come in. These are programs that enter schools. You gotta put that programs in school. You gotta find a way to work with the schools. And mental health talks is within all of the schools in Liberia, even if not all of the schools, probably 90% of the schools. So if you have 90%, other schools might take the initiative themselves to say, with our government, we can help give our children extra day for health talks. In fact, how many schools are guiding counselor? How many schools in Liberia really look at? Even if the child go on campus, if students get on campus, and out of a sudden they observe that they are seeing their menstruation and something is happening to them, who do that child run to? Nobody is on campus. Nobody there to protect them. Nothing at all. From your house to your school, from your school to your house, you don't have anybody to relate to. So most often, girls' children always relate to their friends. So why a friend will be saying to you is why you're going to take him. Because when your friend tell you, "Pat, do this," you're going to do that. After all, it is only your friend that you're getting that knowledge from. It is only her you're getting that advice from. So what you're going to do, you have no option but to listen to her. And it is not to be that way. The stage Liberia is on, like I said before, the age Liberia has is too plenty. The age is too big. So the things we have to do, we have to do things up to standard. We have to look at our age and put ourselves together. We have to help build a society. We don't have to sit all of the time. Getting pregnant at the age 13, 12, 14 is not going to help you. Becoming parents soon won't benefit you at all. It is not ever, I want to make sure I and my child grow together, or I want to do it, I want to read at the age this, my child read at the age this. It's not only about you and the child growing together. It's about what you're able to offer the child or children. Because born children, you have to educate them. Children comes with responsibilities. Children are not just something you can pick. They come with responsibilities. So if you are saying that you have this child or you want to be a parent, meaning you should be financially strong. You should be strong mentally. You should help the child. You are not just be the parents that will provide food for them, and the child is big, they are not in school, or you are not just going to be the parents that will feed the child and send them to school, but you don't care to interact with them to know what are some of the challenges they are facing, so they can interact with you, so they can talk with you freely as a parents, so they can tell you what's going on with them. So like I said, there is a quick IB show, and the topic on the discussion for today's edition is the high rate of teenage pregnancy in Liberia. If you want to be a part of the show, you can send in your request so I can join you to the show. One friend, you did send the request. I tried to add you, but it was not going. So you can please send a request again so I can add you. You send a request, I tried to add you, but it was not going. So you can send it again so I can add to the show. And you can give your point of view. So that's our talking point for the day. The high rate of teenage pregnancy in Liberia. What can we do to help solve it? Because I feel like what we can do is that not by giving them money, is by giving them the knowledge. And how it comes about. They get that knowledge from two places. Two special places that knowledge need to be taught: at home, at school. That knowledge need to be taught to two special places: at home, at school. Your house is your resting place. So anything you learn at school and that same thing is taught at home, it just help build the knowledge. It just help it makes you to create more interest in that conversation. It makes you to create more interest in everything about it. Because I was like, I learned this at school, and this is beneficial to me. This is good, it is useful to me. And I came home, I'm learning the same thing. So definitely I'm going to work accordingly. I'm going to work accordingly. For if at home you are not getting that knowledge, at school you are not getting that knowledge, oh my goodness, who's going to help? If your house is not giving you, your school is not giving you, who's going to give you? Who's going to volunteer themselves to say, hey, every Thursdays I'm going to open this tutorial class for you to teach you this and this? Who's going to do that? It only takes of the grace of God that you are not getting help knowledge, but then you put yourself together in a manner that even when somebody see you, they feel like you are getting all of the knowledge. It takes the grace of God. And it is the main reason we have the high rate of teenage pregnancy, because nobody is teaching nobody. Nobody is teaching nobody. The knowledge, it is not shared to the youthful population. It is not being shared to the youthful population. It is just stick. The knowledge is not circulating in place. It's just one place. And some people feel like what they learn, they feel like I pay money to learn this, so there is no need me take about my time to teach just children, because they pay money, so everybody too should pay money for it. Sometimes it's just about volunteering yourself and teaching the child or children. And one thing I was stressing on from home is that it's not that the government don't have role to play, but everything starts at home. The government, one of the main responsibility is that the government there is a need. They make health talks they have a class for every school. There must be a class for health talks. And at home, when a child lives on campus, they go at home. The parents too should help educate them, teach them, tell them the positive and the negative side of it. Be bold to them. Don't tell them something you know that it is impossible. Tell them the exact thing that will happen. That's what I say straight talking, break friendship. Tell them, don't pamper it, don't make it sound nice. Tell them, hey, when you do this, this is going to happen. When you go this way, that thing's going to happen. When you do this, but if you put yourself on this line, you are going to be like this, you are going to be like this, you are going to be like, you tell them the negative and the positive side of it. And definitely, as I say, everybody loves good thing for themselves. Once you educate that person, you tell them both negative and positive side, they are going to take the right path. Even though you can't stop it to say you will get the whole of people to be on the right path, but at least among the youthful population, you will get a 90% on the right path. You might not get a whole of people. It is impossible to get a whole of people on the right path, but at least you know that you go reach someone. Instead of 90% of the youthful population on the wrong side, you will get 90% of the youthful population on the right side. You will have 90% of the youthful population on the right side. So we are begging our parents, our mothers, and that of the government at large. We are using this platform, this show, to appeal to you. It is about time that you pay attention to the youthful population of Liberia. Try to help mold the youth, help build them, give them the knowledge. That's all we ask. Build them. Don't give them the money. It's not about the money. Give them the knowledge. Because even if you give them money, they don't have that knowledge. They are going to squander that money. They are going to use it for the wrong purpose. And the time they realize that they need money for the right purpose, they won't have money. But if you give them the knowledge, they will always have that knowledge with them. No matter where they go, they have that knowledge with them. It is something that cannot be taken away from you. So the knowledge is very important. It can never be taken away from you. It is with you. It lives with you. There is nothing called I came here, I left my knowledge at home. It's with you. Everything you learn is with you. So like I said, our talking point for the day is the high rate of teenage pregnancy in Liberia. And to everybody that called and participated on the show, I want to say thanks so much for making this platform yours, for participating on the Queen Abby show. I appreciate your effort. And for those that sent in their requests for, I was unable to join them because of the network. I'm so sorry, but do not get away. Don't feel bad. Thursday, I will be here again with another topic on the same platform. With that being said, thanks so much for the day, and I beg to take my leave now.